Good afternoon, Mustangs. Welcome back to the final edition of the Miller North Blueview. My name is Grace Vidlack, and here with me is Angela Zhang. In today's episode, we will be covering a lawnmower cleanup, helpers around the school, the lacrosse team here at Miller North, and a teacher transitioning into a new chapter.
Each spring, Miller North hosts its annual lawnmower cleanup fundraiser. Blueview reporter Gabe Miller went to find out more about the skills that they learn.
This year, the Skills USA, Robotics, and Business Academies all collaborated to host the annual lawnmower cleanup here at Miller North.
There was about 3 different clubs or organizations that were involved with it, the lawnmower cleanup. We had Skills USA, and then we had the Vex Robotics Club that Mr. Brady is the advisor for, and then we had the Business Logistics Management Academy students who were involved in that as well. And we basically go, and all 3 of our organizations went, and our goal was to raise as much money as we could. So for example, Business Logistics Management, they go on a field trip out of town every year, so that offsets some costs right there. For Vex Robotics, the fundraiser was for offsetting the cost for them to go to Worlds in Dallas, Texas, and for Skills USA, that's for us when we go compete in Grand Island or out of state in Atlanta.
Every student involved had a certain place to be and a certain role to fill.
So for lawnmower cleanup, I did a lot more this year. I helped with some of the actual, the taking apart the blade, taking the blades off of the machines and cleaning them out. I helped a little bit with changing out the oil. I helped move around some lawnmowers and tagging them. But the main stuff I did this year was cleaning the blades. So Mr. Brady's the one that sharpens them because you have to balance the blades. It's a whole thing to make sure the lawnmowers work efficiently. So I helped clean them before he could sharpen them. And then I did some front desk administrative stuff. And so for the front desk stuff, at the beginning of the day when I was in the back doing the actual lawnmower stuff, there were people from the Business Academy that basically processed them. So people would come, they would drop off their lawnmowers. They could pay if they wanted right then. Otherwise, when they picked up, they could pay. And basically, you would just be taking down their information. So name, contact info, the type of lawnmower. If there's an extra blade, that was a really big one this year because a lot of people, they will bring in an extra blade and be like, hey, can you sharpen this blade for us? And so what they did, they just took down all that information, they tagged all the lawnmowers and they sent them back. And then we would clean them and do all of the actual tasks that we were supposed to do.
The lawnmower cleanup not only provides a service to the community, it also gives valuable career skills to students.
I learned how to talk to a lot of people, especially I was helping bring mowers inside instead, not just working on them. So I had to talk to other people, tell them how to check in, do that kind of stuff, and that's really good for working in if you're going to work in a service industry, getting to know how to talk to people respectively.
This has been Gabe Miller with the Blueview, signing off.
Throughout the years, the ACP department has had many helpers. Senior Neil Mosser worked his way up to substitute para. Blueview reporter Angela Zhang dove deeper into the relationships built in the department.
Throughout the years, the Miller North ACP department has had many student helpers. Senior Neil Mosser goes beyond his responsibilities as a volunteer to form connections with many of the students.
He met some kids in ACP Spanish that would come by my room and say hello when he was a sophomore. And then he decided to do ACP Spanish, Unified Spanish, the following year, his junior year. And then now, his senior year, he's still working with the kids, and also he's working as a para.
Mosser was recommended by his former teacher in his sophomore year of high school. He now has a paid position as a substitute para in the afternoons and works closely with ACP student Benny Clanton the most.
I just built a connection because he's a very upbeat dude, so I just have been working with him for the last 2 or 3 years, and we just built a great connection, and we always go up and have dance parties up in Senor Roberts' room.
Mosser and Clinton often visit their former teacher for recycling, running the snack cart, and performing choreographed dances.
We go up there probably 3 times a week. I know her students enjoy getting to talk to him and see how upbeat and energetic he is. So I love going up there, and she loves seeing him.
I feel like everybody's definitely really excited to see him, and you can tell that Maestro is really happy when he comes and visits us too.
The assistance of student helpers in the ACP department ensures that the program stays successful as a whole in the future.
My mood is instantly lifted because that kid radiates love, joy, positivity. I often say that if we could all see the world through Benny's eyes, it'd be a more peaceful and happier place to be.
This has been Angela Zhang with the Miller North Blueview.
Working together on and off the field, the Miller North Lacrosse team continues to push for their goals. Blueview reporter Ashley Heisler went to find out more about their team dynamic.
Lacrosse is a team sport that goes back to the 12th century. The Miller North boys lacrosse team works to keep this tradition alive.
So lacrosse is America's oldest team sport. It was given to the natives of the Six Nations in the Upper New York, Southern Canada region. And it is a game where the purpose is you want to try and score more than the other team.
With many different personalities and different skill levels, the team comes together with their team bonding outside of games and practices.
We'll do film in coach's room. We'll bring food. I brought some Texas Roadhouse rolls before. It's just a lot of just trying to be together.
A lot of the stuff we do to bond is eating meals together when we watch film, joking around, giving each other nicknames, hanging out with each other outside of practice, playing video games, those sort of things.
Our team aspect's kind of just like a big family. We got players from various schools across Omaha, from Millard South, Millard North, Scott, Bennington, even Concordia. Basically, our team aspects, we're just a big family, all into one.
The coaches for the boys lacrosse team work with their players to become better overall to drive their team to success.
We overcome our challenges just by practicing. Our coaches pull us aside, as I said earlier, and they just tell us what to do right and what we did wrong. They just literally just walk us through everything until we get it right.
Just tell them to stay positive. Lacrosse is a roller coaster sport where you're going to have many highs and many lows throughout the 48 minutes of the game. So staying in the moment, staying positive, and giving 100% effort and focus.
As the season is coming to an end, Warren shares with us their goals for next year.
We are kind of working on our fundamentals. We're still a pretty young team. We have a couple of players that have played for a while, but as an average, we need to work on our fundamentals a lot. So we're working on the catching, passing, a couple of shooting techniques. Let's work on the game of lacrosse in itself.
This has been Ashley Heisler with the Miller North Blueview.
As an up-and-coming club here at Millard North, the Slam Poetry Club made it to the state finals. Blueview reporter Simon Damrow took a look at their team to learn more about slam poetry.
Miller North Slam Poetry Team has made it to finals, which has allowed students to share their work on the state level.
Slam poetry is a lot different than what you might think based off of a lot of the poetry you learn in school. It is specifically spoken and performed. It can appear on a page, but that's not its purpose. It is meant to be heard. And so you're going to hear aspects of rap, hip hop, music, and all of those different auditory things that you don't get from just the written word.
The Slam Poetry Team has given students an opportunity to express themselves and have a sense of community.
I was interested about what slam was and how they performed it, so I went to a few clubs and it was just such a fun, chill environment. I had a lot of friends there and everyone was just so nice and we just hung out. So then when it came to competition season, I had some poems and felt comfortable sharing them and working on them.
We all work so well together. I've only known these people since the start of first semester, but we're already so close. You just get close with these people and they give you such good feedback because a lot of them are more seasoned performers, and so they have really good feedback for you, and it's just such a good environment and dynamic.
Rather than focusing on competing with others, the state competition emphasizes the students' own work.
Slams are genuinely the most positive type of competition I have ever seen across any activity in my entire life. Everyone learns the other school's cheers so that everyone can cheer for everyone. When a judge gives someone a low score, no matter what school it's for, everyone boos. Everyone boos that judge because everyone just wants everyone else to be successful because you're doing something so vulnerable and sharing your story, and everyone's really supportive of that.
I was so nervous to get up there at first because it's so many people and you're writing about like such personal things. But really just the loving environment and how like hype everyone gets really just encouraged me to just go up there and share my like words. And it's super fun because they say like everyone chants like the point's not the point is the poetry. So just remembering that as long as you get to tell your story and you're invested in what you're saying, that's the idea, and like you did it.
This has been Simon Diemro with a Blue View.
New chapters pop up in life all the time. One teacher here at Miller North has entered a new era in hers. Blueview reporter Grace Vidlack went to find out more about how the transition has been with teacher Mallory Lindberg.
In the world of art, there is many ways to express your artistic views. One teacher here at Miller North has decided to venture to a new chapter in her life.
I actually did an apprenticeship like 7 or 8 years ago, and it just wasn't the fit at the time. It's always been a passion of mine. I mean, I have a lot of tattoos as it is, and so when Paul was tattooing me, I finally just asked him like, would you teach me? And he said yes, and everything just kind of lined up really well, and it's always just been something I've wanted to do.
Marketing and networking is a large part of building up a tattoo client base. Having teachers from school you know as well helps.
Yeah, so I know Mallory from school, so I just reached out to her on social media and asked if she had time and would be interested in doing a tattoo for me, which was really comfortable for me, like knowing her going into this. I do. Like I said, I like the comfortability piece. All of my other tattoos are like from random artists at random shops, so knowing someone going into it, I really wasn't nervous at all, and usually I get a little bit nervous, so I really like having that relationship.
To be a tattoo artist, go befriend other tattoo artists. Go into the shops, go get tattoos by them. If the shop has piercings, go get piercings there. But befriend them, talk to them, see what like path they went through in order to become a tattoo artist, because it's different with everybody.
Transitioning hasn't been without its challenges. From mastering new techniques to building a clientele, she's faced many obstacles head-on.
It's actually been fascinating. So the first couple months I just watched him tattoo, and I would watch the different needles he would use and the different ways he would work with the skin, and it was fascinating because there were some similar things to different drawings or paintings that I've done, but then when I actually started working on skin, I got so frustrated with myself for like my first couple of tattoos because I've done art for a really long time and they just weren't turning out how I should have or how I thought I should have them looking.
Like make sure they're competent enough to know what art is and how it looks, and then, you know, having them observe for a good amount of time, and then once I feel like they've got the genuine idea of it, then they get to turn loose on really small projects. I have them tattoo them, and then we wait until it's all healed up so they come back and we can take a look at what it looks like healed. So that way you can compare the fresh one to the healed one and see where you messed up. So that way you know when you're doing it what things look like when they aren't right. And then just kind of being here, answering any questions and simple stuff like that.
The creativity is my favorite part. And especially when somebody just kind of lets you have that creative freedom with what you're going to draw. You know, they give you an idea or they say, I want these colors or something, and you can kind of just go with it. You know, your artwork's out walking around, and it's so cool for people to like just see it, be around it. It's like an interactive art experience.
With the Blue View, this has been Grace Vidlack.
As we sign off, we say goodbye to our seniors, Gabe Miller, Paul Carlson, and Caden Walter. Have a great summer, Mustangs.